They arrived in 50 motherships, offering their friendship and advanced technology to Earth.
I already made a few videos on V the series. There's so much programming in it. I thought I'd cover it in a little bit more detail. From the alien invasion angle to the reptilian deception, which I will get into, the pushing of vaccines, the theory of evolution with that programming, and also the flat earth model shown in plain sight as a form of mockery. The first thing I want to cover, it's all about pushing the idea of space, other planets, and aliens coming from other worlds to invade Earth.
Perhaps we need some outside universal threat. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
It's all about, again, subconscious programming. And when it comes to these so-called reptilians, which David Icke pushes, he has pushed over the years. Again, it's all about mixing truth and lies. Calling these leaders, the so-called leaders, and their bloodline, reptilians, when in actuality they're nothing more than the bloodline of the fallen angels that mix with female humans, as mentioned in the Bible in Genesis 6, verse 4. That's what it's all about. Again, that's what these deceivers do, mixing truth with lies. And when they give you 95% truth and 5% lies, just enough lies to lead people far away from the truth. And that's what it's all about. And also, as far as when it comes to programming, look at the movie They Live, which is very popular amongst the truth community. It's basically the same idea of the V series, a little bit of a different spin. Instead of tearing off the mask to reveal who they are, you just wear glasses and you can see them for what they really are. Just taking a look again at George Bush. And when people see this and they watch movies, they don't think it's possible. This is true. Why would they put this in movies when in the reality, movies themselves, again, and the TV shows, are nothing more than truth mixed with lies as well. That's all we get in this world, is truth mixed with lies. That's why so few can find the truth. Now, getting back on topic with V the series, just take a listen to this scene where they basically are pushing vaccines. This is all about programming once again. Take a listen.
And painless vaccine for a disease which afflicts millions of people. Cancer.
Again, I find this scene very interesting considering how much the government-controlled media is pushing vaccinations today. So again, going back in time all the way to the 80s, the people nationwide, millions of people, are watching this TV show. This is all about getting into the subconscious mind. This is, again, what TV is all about. Now, another scene I find pretty interesting is this one. Take a look.
You've all done everything you can to help us collect the resources we need.
You believe they're trying to pull off this fake as the real thing?
They're trying to pull off fake as the real thing. That says a lot. This is exactly what I talk about a lot. Pushing hoaxes, pushing psyops for an agenda. And the masses fall for it.
America will buy it too.
And there you go. He says America will buy it too. Not just America, but the world.
Sure will.
And like he stated, they sure will. I find it pretty amazing how those behind the scenes that pull the strings have these actors say these lines in these TV shows, these movies, and so few can grasp what's taking place. Oh, it's just a movie, they say. It can't be real. Well, they don't understand the world of opposites. This is duality with these Freemasons. Again, truth in movies, lies in the news. They basically push evolution. TV, again, is nothing more than programming. That's why they call it television programming. And you're going to hear the reference to evolution. Just planting a seed in the subconscious mind. For those that believe in evolution, and your so-called truther, completely deceived. Just take a listen.
Garment looks like
Look, your evolutionary pattern must have been identical to ours. Does he have more fingers in the thumb?
The color looks like, yeah.
Incredible.
When watching TV and you see all these little hidden messages in plain sight, it's pretty obvious what's taking place. Now, taking a look at this promo photo for the TV series, you see the Ball Earth program in the back, the two aliens as humans. And even more interesting is this image here. This is the Supreme Leader named Diana. This is her with her mask ripped off, a reptilian underneath. And even going back to the 80s, doing the one-eye symbolism with Diana. You have this action figure toy line released in the 80s. And this is pretty creepy stuff. This is basically truth in plain sight, with our so-called leaders once again being of the bloodline. Here's an image of the back of the box, just illustrating how to take the mask off and reveal the so-called aliens, which are nothing more, again, in the satanic bloodline. What do you see with her hand on it? This is basically the flat earth model. Taking a closer look, you see the four corners, you see the dome or the firmament above the flat earth, you see the sun and the moon within the dome, and you see the circular motion within the dome, which represents the sun and the moon revolving around the flat earth. Taking a closer look at this image here, more recent model of the flat earth, same exact representation, bit wider, but you see again the sun and the moon within the firmament. This is how they love to do it. I find it very interesting. Again, a movie based on alien invaders in outer space, but at the same time they show a representation of the flat earth model, just again as a form of mockery. As always, in plain sight. Now just taking a look at the ball earth, or the supposed ball earth, where the axis is 23.4 degrees off being vertical, it leads you to 66.6 degrees off horizontal. If you think this is just a coincidence, take a look at this. Earth is supposedly orbiting around the sun and moving at 66,600 miles an hour. Another thing I want to point out here, let's take a look. Now let's take a look at this model with the Earth supposedly orbiting the sun, and of course the moon orbiting Earth. And while this is all taking place, Earth is supposedly rotating. Now let's take a look at this image here of Polaris, the North Star. Take a look at this model here. Now, explain to me, for anybody out there, how is it possible for the North Star or Polaris to remain constant above the supposed North Pole while it's orbiting around the sun? It makes absolutely no sense because it doesn't happen. It does not take place. That's simple. Now let's take a look at this. Like I said, the Earth supposedly spinning at 1,000 miles an hour at the equator. Gravity holds on the water and the water is perfectly still. How is this possible? Earth is supposedly spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. Wouldn't you think the water would fly off? This is not possible. People can't grasp reality because all they have been fed are lies. I showed this image before, Under the Dome by Stephen King. Again, mockery in plain sight, truth in plain sight. And let's look at this space shuttle launch from Cape Canaveral in Florida. As I mentioned before, the reason they have these shuttle launches, or supposed shuttle launches, into space, off the coast, so basically these rockets could land right in the water, right in the ocean. That's what it's all about. And later on, again, you see the supposed space shuttles, which are nothing more than airplanes coming for a landing. It's just like a movie. It's all edited, fit together for the public. Just take a look at this image as well. You really believe this space shuttle is going to outer space? This is completely ridiculous. Now let's take a look at this image here put together by David from deep inside the rabbit hole. Just look at the flight paths the airlines make people take. You will not see plane crossing from South Africa to Australia. That would be, of course, the shortest route. Here's the flat Earth model. Like he states, there's no shortcuts. And of course, UN logo, the same exact thing. You can go to this one website, which is called Flight Radar 24. And it shows all this flight activity worldwide. Interesting enough, you see all these planes flying all over the place. Understand, the so-called northern hemisphere, with the flat Earth model, it does not affect flight paths. When you get to the south, that's where everything is stretched out. This is why you don't see these flights. Take a look here. You'll notice you'll never see, if you go to Flight Radar 24, you'll never see flights in the process of crossing from southern South America to South Africa or South Africa to Australia. What I witnessed myself watching it over time is you won't see an actual plane crossing, but right when it reaches land, then all of a sudden it appears on radar. How amazing. I'm talking about how the game is rigged with this matrix and why so many can't see or understand what's taking place. Let's look at some of the deceivers. Of course, the public school system is going to teach, the ball earth, which is expected. When it comes to these so-called Christians, these truth speakers such as Ken Hovind, this is how they control the matrix. They're going to have him tell you the absolute 100% truth when it comes to evolution, but he's not going to tell you the truth about the flat earth. So many of his presentations, you'll see that globe in plain sight right in front of his desk. He's pointing at it. And again, they're giving you 95% truth when he talks about evolution being a lie. When it comes to the ball earth, he's going to deny it. He's going to deny the earth is flat. He's going to stick to the ball earth theory. This is how they operate. Let's take a look at Ken Hovind. He was a member of the Prophecy Club. Nothing but a club of deceivers. I pointed this out before at my previous channel with all the Masonic hand signs. With this one with Dark Marquise. It just so happens their zip code in Topeka, Kansas starts with 666. Now what are the chances of that? They go out of their way to have the occultic numbers in plain sight. Like I just referenced, 666, 777, the 33, the 911. Always in plain sight. And also the signs and symbols, the sign of silence, all these supposed oath keepers of keeping secrets. Interesting enough, look at this Canadian astronaut Chris Hadfield doing the same sign of silence. More recent news story with David Bowie supposedly passing away. He is part of the rigged game, the matrix that we live in. Now some might ask, if this is all true, why doesn't the news say so? Why does the news expose this as truth? Understand? People that are awake already realize this. The media is 100% controlled. Some might say, well, what about my preacher? What about my pastor? Why don't they tell me the truth? You see the problem here? All the Masonic hand signs, just like all the rest of the deceivers. These are all Freemasons, all liars. The game is 100% rigged. Just look at John Hagee's hands here, the devil horns. Take a look at this hand sign that he does twice here. Just like Anton LaVey. These are all Satanists. When the Bible states Satan deceives the world, that is very literal, as you can see. So the people that go to church, that attend services, they don't hear their preacher say 9/11 is not what we're told. Sandy Hook was a hoax. What happened in Paris, France is a hoax. This is because all those involved, all of TV is 100% controlled. And again, this is how they control the Matrix.